Hello, here we are with Laverne. Welcome, Laverne.
Thank you.
And you can be looking straight in the mirror. We're going to be helping all the ladies out there that want to figure out how to make their face look flawless. And what can I do for you today?
Well, I would just like to even out my skin tone, get a dewy look, and learn how to do my eye makeup.
Okay, let's do it. Perfect. Okay, so Laverne drove all the way here from Boston. I am thrilled to meet you.
Thank you.
So
am I.
Oh, thank you. The first thing I want to do is we're going to start with a priming moisturizer, okay? So we begin with the E-Pro Priming Moisturizer. Whether your skin is dry or oily, you always want to moisturize your skin. And we also prime it. And I use the type that is actually just feels like a regular moisturizer. But protect your skin and makes the makeup go on sheer while allowing your skin to breathe. So yeah, your skin is not oily at all, so you have more, I guess you'd say more combination type of skin.
No to dry.
I love your skin, I love your freckles.
Thank you.
So cute. Okay, so now that we've applied the priming moisturizer, we want to find the right foundation. So you came in, you were thinking that you were which foundation?
I was thinking I was a tan.
And let's see, we're going to grab the tan. This is the HD Dual Foundation in Tan. And we're going to take the lightest color of the tan, and we're going to place it right here, basically right down here on the lower part. And we are going to take our wet sponge and blend it down. And if this color works well with your neck, which it looks like it really does, that would be the right one. So I'm very proud of you. You got the right color. And remember, if it's a little bit too light, you know that you always have the darker version to mix in. So between the light and the dark, if you could make those two work, you know that you have the right foundation tone. But I am quite impressed. So we're going to start. And what kind of eye would you like to have today? Maybe a smoky eye?
Yes,
smoky eye. We've been doing smoky eye, and I want to do different ladies with different skin tones on the smoky eye. So let's begin. We're going to start with the HD Dual Foundation in the tan. And we're going to start with the lightest color. Taking a foundation brush and the lightest color because we like to do the eye makeup first. So I'm going to apply the lighter color of the HD Dual Foundation on your lids and above your brows. I take my pre-moistened sponge that's already been under the sink and wet, and I'm doing your eyelid and also right above your brows. And I do these two areas because as an artist I need to hold and touch parts of your face and I do that on your forehead. When you're doing this at home, you can actually do your entire forehead first. So we get a smooth application, and then we're going to take the Photo Finish Press Powder, the same sponge I just used with the primer. This side has the priming. I'm going to use the back side of it because it's dry. And put a sheer coat of pressed powder on your eyelid because this is going to make sure that your makeup is not going to move, and that the foundation really also works as the primer color for your eyelids. So you need to put nothing else. The next thing we're going to do is take our finger puff and our black pearl eyeliner. I'm going to draw those, and I'm going to draw a liner on the top of your eye. And I was very impressed also when you told me that you learned how to hold the liner the right way. Instead of holding it straight, we want to always hold it parallel, and that is the best way to make your liner go on smooth. This is a good time also to open your eye and see how far you're going to want to take your smoky eye look out. So I'm going to do this when your eye's open. I'm going to pull it out a little bit here and a little bit here because I don't want to take it out further than that. That's going to be my gauge. So this is something that you should do with your eye open. Okay? All right, now you can close. So at least now we know where we're going to do this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Diva palette. This is our Diva palette, and we're going to take a liner brush. I'm going to take the black, the blue, the black and the blue together, close, and I'm going to basically now smoke this out, the line that we just drew, and doesn't matter how neat you were with your liner, don't even worry about it because we're going to go over it with all these beautiful colors. So when we do smoky eye, Laverne, we're not going to use colors that are boring, like just gray or just black, because that's really dull. We're going to use colors like black and blue and green and white. When we mix all these 4 colors together, when someone's going to look at your eyes, they're just going to see some gorgeous combination of color, because there's clearly nothing dull about you, so why would your eye makeup need to be dull? So the whole point of the smoky eye is you want to have the dark there, but you want it to still be looking sexy and sassy and classy, right? All those are good. Those are good things that we want for our eye makeup to look. We don't want it to look crazy. It might start out looking crazy, but it won't end up that way. So again, a little bit of the black, a little bit of the blue, green, and wine. All these colors will look so beautiful when someone looks at your eye, yet they won't be able to tell what you have going on. And I love the mystery of eye makeup. So basically I went up as high as your own natural crease of your eye, and just think about it as coloring in the entire area of your lid, but still creating a beautiful little shape. So you see it has a little, but it's not going to stay that dark because this looks very harsh by itself. That's how we begin. And no matter what your skin coloring is, that's exactly the way we begin. Whether you have light, medium, dark skin, that's the depth of the color. We go back to our Diva palette with our blender brush now, and we're going to take the 2 warm colors on the top, and we're going to go on the edge of where your smoky eye dark colors end, and we're going to put it right on that edge, and then we're going to take that up and on the outsides because we don't want to have any edges. Now, if using a thicker brush is too difficult for some people, you can always go back to your same original crease brush and use the crease brush for this part, because what we're trying to do really is we want to make sure that we're going to get rid of that harsh line. We want to have soft transition of color. So as the colors transition softly up going into the center part of your eye, it's going to make everything look much, much softer. There we go. I'm going to take that all the way up and out. And the reason we do the eye makeup first is because now that all this colors are going to fall down, we're going to be able to clean it all up. So open. Wow. So there's a nice little transition happening. And if we do one more quick layer of the depth for the darker colors, it will create that dimension of where the darker colors begin and they slowly, slowly fade. So we're going to do a little bit of the wine, green, blue. And the great thing is that you don't have to choose. For people like myself who hate making decisions, you can use all of them. You can love all the colors. It's like your kids. All right, and I'm just blending it away one last time, here and here. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go back into our priming moisturizer. You can open your eyes, because we're going to go back to the priming moisturizer. We're going to clean up all of this little mess that fell, and that is why we do the eye makeup first, because we want to make sure we clean all this stuff up. Because if you put your foundation on first, and then you go and you do your eye makeup, whether you're using pigments or shadows or whatever it is that you're using by themselves, they're going to fall. There's going to be some color that falls down, and just to clean that up or to figure out what to do with it is really a big headache. So this is the easiest way that I found. And I'm just using the priming moisturizer, which also works as a great makeup remover. Look at all this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just not something that you want to figure out how to mix blend away with.
That's what I usually end up doing, putting that on first.
Yeah, and then what do you do with all the colors that fall on your face? You're like trying to put tissue there, trying to put powder there, trying to hold your hand, blowing on your... I just think that it takes up so much time. And then you were also saying that you have a hard time putting on fake eyelashes.
Yes.
So we're going to do that today with you.
Okay.
We're going to put our 102 All Natural eyelashes on you. And the way we begin always is taking the black pearl eyeliner, opening it up, and I'm actually going to first paint in that line. I'm going to paint this line in, because you see what you have here is the little glue, And sometimes when you just stick this on, is you see this clear. So what I want to do is I want to be able to make that clear area be black already ahead of time. So I put this on. Okay. So we're going to put the black liner on. And while this is drying, I'm going to find my tweezer. And I'm going to pull off the outside part of the lash. Who knew you were walking into the twilight zone? We have water, help yourself. Okay, so the next thing we do is we're going to measure the lashes. Okay, because we want to make sure that we don't have them too long. So once you measure the lashes, you can open your eyes, Laverne, because I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut the outside part. So we always want to cut the outside part of the lash off. So whatever the size is, you cut the outside part off. And because you have more delicate, beautiful eyes, I don't want these to be too long and look too harsh on you. Okay. So what we're going to do is, so all you ladies out there and gentlemen, when you're putting on lashes that you don't want to be too long, just don't be afraid to trim them, all right? So you just take them and just trim them in a circular motion. You know, become your own little hair lash stylist. And don't be scared. It's not on your head. So don't worry, you can always cut them. The next thing we do is take black eyelash glue. And when it's wet, it's going to be gray. And then when it dries, it's going to dry matte black. By the way, there's also little tips on the inside of the lashes that some of them will have. So just cut it off so you don't have anything poking you. I see nothing. Sometimes I'm like a blind makeup artist, but because I know where everything goes in theory, I could still make it work. Take the tweezer, hold the lash with the tweezer from the inside, and you were saying you have a hard time placing your lashes because your lashes are very curly. Yeah. So this is what you do. When you take your lash, you actually want to make it a little bit curvy. You kind of go like this, you go back and forth, you make it a little curvy, and then you're going to want to get them inside your lashes. You're like negotiating with your own lashes. So just I'm just going to share the space with you. And once you put it right inside, you want to make sure that you glue it to the skin, not on the lashes, but as close to the lashes as possible. And once you have it glued and stuck to the skin, then you open your eyes halfway. Okay? You can open them halfway, and sometimes your eye might stick shut. Don't worry, just pull it apart. It's just the glue there. And then you want to make sure, now because your lashes, natural lashes, are already very curly and going up, you want to be pulling these sort of so they're semi-meeting with your own lashes while pushing on the skin to make sure that it dries. Okay, we'll let that dry. Once it dries, we're going to attach them to your natural lashes and it's going to look amazing. Alright, we'll take the other. Wait, we're only, you know. And the eyes really is what takes the longest amount of time. Once your eye makeup is done, everything else is like 2 seconds. And from the second lash, you just cut approximately the same that you cut off from the first lash. You know, it'll be close. And then you cut the inside tip off. And don't forget, when you trim the one side, the one lash, you got to make sure you trim the other lash. Try to get it as close to the way you trimmed the first lash so you don't have like one set of lashes that are crazy long, the other set look like they just got buzz cut. Take the same little lash glue, and again, when it's wet, it's going to be gray, but when it dries matte black. And I much rather use this type of glue, which is the Eve Pearl Black Eyelash Glue, because you don't have to go over it again, and it's not going to dry clear and shiny. Once again, saving you a step, making this whole process go really fast. And we get it close to the lash line. We make sure we glue both sides. Get them down in there. And if your natural lashes are unruly and don't want to share the space, negotiate calmly. Keep trying. Don't give up. Gently, gently on your eyes. Okay, open halfway. Great. And you want to make sure that it's as close to your lash line as possible. So during this time, you still have, there's room to maneuver. So if it's too far up, just pull it down closer to the lash line. And keep working it so that it's going to be touching your skin, okay? Gently. Great. So open halfway, and then we let that dry. While that dries, we utilize this time to then take our, let's see which color we're gonna use. For your eyebrows, we're either gonna use the Au Naturel palette, because these bottom shades are all matte, and they'll be great for your eyebrows. Yeah, I think this will work nicely. And I'm starting by where your arch is, because the same highlights you have in your hair, we have in these last two colors, so we want to make sure that we create just a beautiful arch. Yeah, and gently. So ladies out there, try not to use colors like gray or black on your brows. It'll just make them look harsh. You just want everything to look natural, calm, and flattering to our skin. All right, so we're just filling all that in. And I'm staying on the top part of your brows, and I'm not trying to close your eyes, so always take your brows out instead of down. All right, so we did that. We filled that part in. So I'll show you. Ta-da. So we do this, and we want to make sure we get the inside part. And that's usually the last area that I fill in, is the inside part that's closer to your, to the inner part of your eyes. There we go. By this time now that your lashes would have dried, look how cute. And now we want to attach your lashes with the fake lashes. So we're going to have you looking down, but keep your eyes open. And then basically, we are going to attach your real lashes with these fake lashes. And by keeping your finger behind the lashes, you can truly join the two together. So we do the one side, and we do the other side. And you can just weave them in. And really, that should do the trick. Open. And now they're one. They're joined. Like an arranged marriage. They're united. We clean off our finger, and this would be the time that you're going to do the inner eye. You take a black pencil. You want to make sure that you have your black pencil, that it's creamy and it's as sharpened as it can be. So you want to sharpen it. Not too much of a point, but enough that you have a decent point and that it's a creamy pencil. And then you want to put that inside your eye. For those of you that have very sensitive eyes and don't put it inside, then put it on the outside. But you want to have a thin black line. Okay, going out, put my finger path back on. And the same thing you're going to do on this side. You know what? Now it's in my way. So the same thing you do here. You just pull it down gently. And you do the inside and you go all the way around. Okay, and you get on the outside tips. And don't worry about this being exactly perfect, because we're going to be smoking this part out as well and making it look beautiful and very well blended. We're going to go back to our priming moisturizer. We're going to use more of it to get rid of anything else that would have fallen down, including any glue that might have come down from when the glue was still wet on the lashes. So this is our last cleanup. Okay, because there's still more stuff here. So you want to make sure that your face starts out as clean as possible before you put your foundation on. There we go. And we're going to go now into our foundation. This is the part you have to all remember. Here's the HD Duo Foundation in Tan. I'm taking the darker color first. So we take the darkest color and put that on the cheek area. So wherever your blush is going to go is where the darker foundation is going to go. And even though we call this a foundation, it's actually a foundation / concealer. So you can use it to conceal if you have raised freckles, if you have any discoloration, anything that you might want to not show up so much, you use the darker color. We're using the lightest color because we want to create now great cheekbones. Look at that. Look at that. How? And we're going to blend all this down so she's not going to look like she has a whole big cakey thing of makeup by taking the same sponge, taking some water, and just wetting it some more. Because I think Laverne has beautiful skin and I want to make sure it all shows through. So by wetting your sponge, you can make the foundation / concealer go on really sheer. And remember, she wants to have a dewy look. So we're going to do all that with the blush. And the great thing about this foundation, the Eve Pearl HD Dual Foundation, this is the tan, is that it's nourishing your skin. So you're going to feel this is your skincare. And you see I'm actually, when I'm doing down here by the edges, I'm working it up so that I'm not combining the two colors too much together, but just enough so they blend in and that you can still see your skin. If you can't see through to your skin when you put your foundation on, you have too much foundation. If you start getting like little lines and creases, it means you have too much foundation on. There's no need to waste all of your foundation on every application. You should use very, very little. Especially when you're using a professional brand that's pigmented, you need very little of the product. So that was the foundation we put all over. And now we're going to do concealer. So you'll probably also be the tan concealer. So we take the tan, this is the tan Ephrail's Salmon Concealer and Treatment in Tan. Take a little concealer brush. We need very, very little. We're going to do one eye. And we always like to do one eye so you can see the difference. Put very little bit of it on. Oh, I think I put too much. And we wipe it down. Actually, when I say wipe it, I don't mean take the whole thing off. I mean just blend it with the rest of your face. Lots of us either put too much foundation on or we take too much foundation off. So eventually your hand will get comfortable. You see the, gives you a nice flawless coverage. Look at your cheeks, you look like you're tall. So put a little bit of it here and we blend it down. And remember, we're using the same sponge that we have the foundation, so now you have a little bit of all the colors working together. And that's why I like to do this part last and to smooth everything out with. So you want to make sure you kind of gently add. You can always add more. And you can do this with your finger also. If you don't have a sponge, you can certainly use your finger and apply it as though it's your night cream. Because this is an eye treatment as well as a concealer, you can put it on day or night. Okay. And I realized I actually didn't even finish blending out your eye makeup. We're going to come back to that. Okay, so we did that. Now let me ask you, do you want to cover more freckles or no? Do you want, because I like your freckles, so we're going to leave it like that. What I want to do now is I'm going to take some of the pressed powder and a dry sponge and put a little bit of the pressed powder right down here and a little bit of it right down here. Okay, and we're just doing this. This is going to prevent under eye area from creasing. Okay, we've done that. And anywhere where you think you might have more creasing, you want to have a little bit more powder. Oh, and you had asked me about contouring your nose, didn't you? So let me show you how to do that. What you would do is you would take either the darker color of your foundation, or if you have any other cream foundation, you would use that. Or you can also use your Au Naturel eye palette. You take your Au Naturel eye palette and a clean crease brush. You can take the darkest color, mix with the medium color. Okay, you want to work it, actually you want to work it right in here in this little space here. Now watch what we're going to do. Even though this is dry, we take this thin brush and we're going to work this down here, and the same thing on this side. And we're going to work it down. Okay, obviously you don't want to leave anything that looks like either railroad tracks or dirt on your nose. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take our sponge, and even though this was a powder and this is a cream, guess what? They mix really, really well together. So we're going to mix the two, gently working them down. Okay, so you just want to gently create a little bit, just, you know, and this you have to practice. Because remember, if you start looking like you put dirt on your face, take it off. Okay? Because that's going to happen. So don't give up, don't panic, just try again. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take, this is actually the dark blush. We're going to take the dark blush with our fan brush, and we're going to go like this to all three colors. Just like 3 times I put it across. We're going to go down here on the cheeks, working it up, and the same thing on this side. And the reason I like using the fan brush, you can't over apply too much product. Put a little bit down here, a little bit up on top, and then you're going to take just the bronzer part, which has the shimmer, and you're going to put it right up on top. Sorry, right up on top. And an easy way to do this is to smile and do this right on your apples. But then you're going to take the same brush into your pressed powder, and we're going to just smooth all of this out so that it doesn't look like it's too much. Just go over everything. And what this is going to do is it's going to powder your face and help smooth out any appearance that you just put too much color, too much blush. It sort of like all blends in together. The next thing we do is we're going to take our pressed powder again, and we're going to go right above all of this color and right underneath the brow bone. Okay, and we're actually almost done. It'll take us like 5 more minutes and we'll be all done. So the whole top. Okay, we blend that down, and now we're going to take our Au Naturel and our mini smudger with our bronze color and work it right underneath the eye. It was just a bronzer right underneath the eye. Same thing here, the bronzer right underneath all of that darker, and this will smooth it out so it doesn't look as harsh. Now if you want to add more color down there as well, you can always go back to your Diva palette, take a little bit more of the blue, the green. I always like adding a little bit more of the blue and the green. I can't help it. And just right down here, and the same thing right down here. And this would be the time if you want to accentuate a little bit more. You can do that now. Just gently, slowly start taking that out. There, and you see the whole thing, there's like a lot of color there, but it's just gently pulling it out. And take the same little blender brush. You don't have to add any more color at all. Just take whatever is left on here and just work all of this out and make it so that it's just blending all the darker colors out. See, there's no beginning, there's no end. And now we're going to do your lips. You got such adorable lips.
Thank you.
Do you like more bright colors or do you like more neutrally colors? What would you like? Neutrally colors. This is our Stardust Moonlight Kisses. I love these colors. I'm actually going to give this to you, so I'm going to use this one right on you. I'm going to give this as a gift to you. I'm going to first use the darker color down here and up here. And then I'm going to now take the bronze color and use that right on top. And basically, now you have smoky eyes, more of a like a nudie, you know, nudie lip. And if you wanted, this is yours. And if you wanted to basically outline your lip, if you just take the, this is the caramel pencil, and if you just work it a little bit on the outside edges, you can help define the shape more if you wanted to, but you don't have to do any of this if you don't like to. There's always a brush at the end of this. You're lucky that you're the first one to use all these, so I can use all these brushes on you. And we do this and that, and we work it in and there. And basically take a final look. Let me see, I'll make sure your blush is even. Put a touch more blush. Touch more of the, just the bronzer part. Let's see, smile, like right here. And this is what's going to give you the dewy, that dewy look, is putting a little bit of the bronzer, because it has, that's what has the little shimmers. And remember, there's a big difference between shimmer and glitter. And if you want to take the blush a little bit higher up, all you do is you want to find a thinner brush. Even if you take a clean foundation brush, you can just take a little bit of just the bronzer. You can take it all the way up high, even under your eye. So it kind of blends everything a little higher. So don't be scared to do a little bit of this. And a lot of troubleshooting. You put too much, take it off. Okay, remember, the greatest thing about makeup is if you don't like the way it looks, you can wash your face and you can just play with the colors. It's not like plastic surgery. Once you do it, not so hard to, not so easy to fix it. And basically, look how adorable you are, fictional. And all right, Laverne, you're done. How do you feel?
It looks beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, well, thank you.